Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to show you how to descale your Keurig K Supreme Plus with the Keurig descaling solution. So this is the K Supreme Plus. So you can get the Keurig descaling solution for $6 at Walmart. On Amazon it's a little more expensive. It also comes in the 3-month brewer care kit. You don't save any money by getting this kit. It comes with the rinse pods, the descaling solution, and carbon filters. So your K Supreme Plus. So say your coffee's not tasting as good, or your coffee's not as hot as it used to be, or the machine is getting really loud. Those are signs that it's time to descale. You also have a display up here that may say clean or descale. That means it's time to descale. This thing has a descaling mode. The only way to get that light to go out, you have to run the descaling mode that I'm going to show you here. Now, in the manual that comes with the descaling or with the Keurig, it doesn't talk about it. You have to go on their website and find the user manual on there that talks about how to descale it and get into the mode. And again, they say that light comes on automatically after 250 brews. So that's pretty much, that's average maybe every 6 months, maybe once a year. They recommend doing it every 3 months. If you have really hard water, you may want to do it a little bit more, but I would do it at least every 3 to 4 months. Now inside your Keurig, you got a heating element, and it may get, if you have hard water, mineral deposits are going to get on that heating element that heats the water, and your coffee may not taste as good or get as hot. So they want you to keep up on descaling so that your Keurig keeps working at its top performance. And I do think it's a good idea that you do it. I am going to do another video on how to use distilled white vinegar. This is $1.50. This is $6. You can save a lot of money, but you do have to follow a little different procedure when you use the white vinegar. So I'm going to do a different video on that. I've tried some of the off-brand descaling solutions. I don't recommend those off of Amazon. I really do like the Keurig. At first I thought it was a little overpriced. Do I really have to use the Keurig? But no, this is actually a really, really good descaling solution. It doesn't taste, it doesn't smell. Vinegar kind of smells bad when it's going through this process, but this is kind of odorless and tasteless, and it's a little quicker because you don't have to do as many rinses. Give yourself about a half hour, 45 minutes in order to do this. You're going to need a container that holds at least 12 ounces, which is about 2 cups. So get you a container because you're going to be emptying it quite a bit. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to the water reservoir. We're going to empty that water reservoir, and we're going to take our carbon filter out. You're going to leave this out for the entire process. We don't need this in while we're descaling. You don't want to run that solution through that carbon filter. And it's a good time to change that filter now too. So here we have the descaling solution. Now they do have a set of instructions. If you look right here, it says to peel this. And when you peel that, it does reveal some instructions. And we're going to be using it for brewers with a water reservoir. But these instructions don't tell you how to put the machine in descaling mode. So they kind of help, but you need to do a little bit more. Okay, so we've got our water reservoir completely empty, no carbon filter. You're going to open up your bottle. You're going to pour the entire contents into your water reservoir. This is pure descaling solution. Now it may suds up on you, may foam a little bit. That's okay. Now you're going to take this exact container and you're going to fill it up with water, and then we're going to pour it into there. Okay, so I just filled this up with water. So now you're going to pour your water in here. So it's got a 1-to-1 ratio, 50% water, 50% descaling solution. So you're not going to fill this all the way up. That's what you're going to start out with, is that amount right there. So I want to talk to you about this descaling. So when we put this in descaling mode, you're going to see the word descale up here, descaling. You're going to do it start to finish. So you're going to run this descaling solution through it. It's going to say add water. You're going to fill that. You're going to rinse this out, fill this up with just fresh water, and then you're going to continue the descaling process with running fresh water through it. So during this whole process, you're not going to turn it off. You're not going to do anything. You're just going to be hitting this K button. Once we get it in descaling mode, even though we've got to add water, once you add water, it'll still be in the descaling mode and it'll do the fresh water rinses. Okay, so the way we're going to put this in descaling mode, make sure your unit is plugged in, but we want the power off. So if your power's on, press the power button. We want it off. Now you're going to hold the 8 ounce and the 12 ounce button for 3 seconds at the same time with the unit off. Okay, see how the big, that started flashing, and that says descale. So now we're going to press this. Make sure you got a container. We're going to press this. It changes to descaling, and it's got 3 little lines going across. What it's going to do now, it's going to run some of that solution through the machine. It's starting to come out, and it's going to run a full 12 ounces of that solution through it. And during this whole time, the big K button is on steady, and it says descaling. That display is steady. It's just flashing in my video. We're going to continue to do this until the add water light comes on. So this takes a couple minutes to run that 12 ounces through. And we're just going to throw this down the sink when we're done. I forgot to tell you, make sure there's no K-cup in here. After, make sure you for this entire process, there's not going to be a K-cup in here. So I should have told you that at the very beginning. Leave the K-cup empty and make sure that needle basket's in there. So, okay, so here it says descaling still. It ran 12 ounces through. Now it changed to the word descale. So I got to go throw this out. Again, don't do anything to the machine. The K button is flashing now. I threw that out. Just press the K button. It's going to continue the descaling process. We've got a little bit more solution to go. It's going to run another 12 ounces through the machine. So you see we're getting close to the 12 ounces. We're still running the descaling solution through. It still says the word descaling. Okay, it's going to say add water here in just a second. Add water. Okay, don't do anything to the machine. It looks like it's all off. Leave it alone. Now, you're going to take this. It's still got some descaling solution in there. Just throw that out. And you're going to wash this out with soap and water. And you're going to fill it up to the max line with fresh water. And empty that out too. Okay, so I washed this out. I filled it up to the max line. It's just got fresh water in it now. Okay, so now I didn't do anything to the machine. The add water light went away and the descale light came back on. Now I got to continue this process until the add water light comes on again. Or no, it's going to stop. The descaling will stop. So the K button is flashing. Just going to press the K button now. And it's going to run 12 ounces of fresh water through the machine. And the last time I did this, it took 5 times of emptying this with fresh water. And then the descale light went out. So it doesn't necessarily run the entire contents of fresh water through there, but it does it, I think, 5 times. And like I said, it says descaling right now, and you can see the 3 little dots going across. That's because the water's coming out. Again, don't lift the handle, don't do anything to the machine, don't turn it off or on, because you are in a descaling mode, and this is the only way to get the light to go out. You have to follow these procedures. Okay, so it's finishing up the first one. It still says descaling. It changed to descale and the K is flashing. So I got to do this again. I got to do another one. Like I said, I had to do 5 of these in order for it to get to go out. It's basically, it has a process. It wants you to run 5. It's going to run 5 freshwater rinses through the machine to make sure it's completely cleaned out of that descaling solution. Okay, so then I just press the K button again. It changed to descaling, and it's going to run the fresh water through again. Okay, it's finishing up the second one now. It says descaling, and it's going to change to descale. Okay, so we got to do another one. The K button's flashing. I emptied my container. I'm going to press the K button again. It changes to descaling. Again, once we run the certain amount of rinsing solutions or the rinsings through this, it's going to come out of descaling mode automatically. I don't have to bring it out of descaling mode. As long as I keep doing what I'm doing, it's going to come out of descaling mode automatically, and it should turn your descale or clean light off. At the end of this, if your descale light does not turn off, I recommend doing it with white vinegar or the descaling solution one more time. Okay, it's finishing up the third cup. It says descaling, and now it says descale, so we got to do another one. I emptied it. I'm going to press the K button again, and it says descaling. So it's finishing up the fourth one. I just want you to see it does make quite a bit of mess, so it does kind of splatter all over. Okay, the fourth one's finishing up. It says descaling. Okay, it says descale. We got to do another one. I emptied it. Going to press the K button. It says descaling. I still got quite a bit of water left in the reservoir. Okay, it's finishing up the fifth one. It says descaling. And it says descale. We got to run one more. Okay, I'm going to press the K button again. I thought it was 5. It must be 6 freshwater rinses. Okay, it's finishing up on the sixth one. It says descaling. And it says descale. Oh, it turned off. So this is what happened. Now you're out of descaling mode. See how the display turned off? The machine's off. You're out of descaling mode now. Now it's time to use. I'm going to take my water reservoir. I'm going to fill it up. And again, during this whole process, make sure there was no K-cup in here. You do have to have the needle basket in here, but no K-cup. And you don't ever lift this handle. Just leave it down the whole time. You don't ever press the power button. But now the machine is ready to use. Okay, I put my carbon filter back in, filled the water reservoir up, turned it on. Hopefully your descale light or clean light is off. The machine's ready to use. If your descale light did not go off, I do recommend doing the vinegar video or doing a whole nother bottle of descaling solution. So it is important to keep up on these. These are very complicated machines on the inside. And if you want to keep it running at peak performance, I do recommend descaling these. Thanks everybody for watching. And if you could, please like and subscribe.